Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about, at least you got video evidence, Doordash customer warns of delivery issue after driver leaves food on his door handle and causes a crisis. So sometimes when you're delivering, it becomes a contactless delivery, but it doesn't mean that you can just leave it by the door. Maybe it's raining, maybe there's no room in front of the door to where it wouldn't open out and hit the actual meal. So some people like to problem solve. In this case, that level of problem solving did not help anybody. It actually hurt the actual order and things got really bad. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A scene straight out of a culinary crime drama. Falling food, spilt mystery liquids, and disappointing faces. But this isn't just your average unscripted episode of Hell's Kitchen. Rather, a TikTok posted by a New Jersey local just 2 nights ago about a DoorDash order gone wrong. In the short 5-second video, Mrburgies at Mrburgies, an avid content creator, shows his audience how his relaxing night in quickly turned for the worst. This is the reason I will never be ordering delivery again. They put the bag on the door handle. Mrburgies titles the video. I'm gonna leave his TikTok's Welsh profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. A part of me wants to empathize with the driver. If I were the driver, based on what I could see in the video, it looks like it was just a soggy night in general. It was probably raining. If he put the bag down on the ground, the bag would get soaked, and then something might happen to the order that way, so he would actually problem solve and think, oh, let's put it on the door handle so it's not on the ground. If it wasn't something so heavy and something that would actually get damaged upon the fall, that would make sense to me. This is something that is liquidy. I would not put that in such a way that would actually damage the order in the event that the door handle turns, because that becomes a moot point. Now, also in this video, it actually seems like there was a relatively decent amount of space that he could leave it on to where it wouldn't have that effect. Like, even if he put it next to the staircase or something, so the roof of the house would protect the actual order, and he just took a picture of that, that would make sense to me. Or leave it on the doorstep so when the door opens, it doesn't hit it. That makes sense to me. None of that happened, though. They put it on the door handle, and it ended up messing up the order. A DoorDash warning. The young man then films himself opening the door to his home. As the door opens, a brown bag quickly falls from the other side of the handle, pouring his soup all over his porch and doormat. Mrburgies then proceeds to sit next to the spoiled food as disappointment paints his face. The black-eyed peas meet me halfway echoes in the background as Mrburgies once again pans towards the leaking food, concluding the video. I can't tell if he's a genius or if he's just mocking me. Well, you know what they say about great minds, right? The video has amassed over 1.88 million views and 134,500 likes. In the comments, viewers were quick to express their own personal frustrations with today's leading food delivery service. The things you do for content, huh? Viewers share personal frustrations with DoorDash. DoorDash stopped giving my mom refunds because of her history of complaints. Like, stop messing up every meal then, wrote one commenter. Hey, you know what? There are markets where a significant amount of bad dashers are, but in a lot of cases, those customers are genuinely scammy. So if 95% of those kind of customers are problematic and don't need their refunds and actually are causing more problems than ever, then it is irresponsible to work with them. And that's as a company, let alone the fact that they're still letting you order and you're just not getting refunds. At least you got the video evidence for a refund, shrug emoji, another user joked. I feel like a part of him knew that was gonna happen. Either it was set up, which it very well could have been, but I doubt it, or the photo he received, he knew that was the case, and he, at that point, was just like, fuck, I can't believe they did that. All right, let me make a TikTok about it so at least I get some money back. According to a survey conducted by Circuit, nearly every consumer of food delivery services has fallen victim to an order mishap at least once. Yet only 52% of Americans follow through with trying to receive refunding for such inconveniences. Okay, but here's the thing. Every customer has had something happen. Not everything deserves a refund. Like, if you don't like the food that you ordered, for example, I know a lot of customers end up crying about not having the quality food that they want. That's not the driver's fault, and that's not DoorDash's fault. That's the restaurant's fault. I remember getting a call at 3 in the morning about the quality of food that the customer received, and they were like,
one of our customers ended up saying that the order was absolutely terrible. Is that true?
I don't know. I haven't fucking ate there. It's 3 in the morning. Let me sleep, asshole. That's not the fault of DoorDash, though. That's the fault of the restaurant. You should take it up with the restaurant, or just never eat there again. Maybe that's the better answer. Like, you got the service you wanted, just order from a different restaurant. So it is understandable that commenters pose this as an idea for reimbursement, but looking more towards the root of the problem, what are these large companies doing? What they're doing is collecting money. That's what they're doing. How does DoorDash train its drivers? To assist its drivers, DoorDash has created the new Dasher Guide. The platform was built with the intention of giving confidence to drivers that are considered to be independent contractors. The guide gives a step-by-step outline of how to correctly represent the brand, as well as offers an open-ended Q&A session for their new employees, assuring to check every box so that workers are fully aware of the mishaps that can and may occur. All right, first off, I hate that statement entirely. Giving confidence to drivers that are considered to be, quote, independent contractors, unquote, and then immediately making a point about them being employees. It's obvious and clear that the person writing this is trying to paint the image of drivers are employees, when in reality, we are independent contractors. Yes, there should be a level of onboarding and training, but you don't learn that from the company. You learn that through experience, and you learn that from other drivers. And we are in business for ourselves. Just because one driver ended up being bad, that doesn't make us employees for our company. Maybe instead of trying to blame the problems of all Dashers onto how we're categorized and how we're taxed and how we're represented, you choose to actually understand the platform and how it works and stop wasting everybody's time, because I'm sick of that shit. This is a common habit of journalistic bullshit that happens with the Daily Dot. This time we got Grace Rampal pulling this crap. But what does raise the question is how Mrburgies was recording prior to opening the door, as if he already knew what was about to occur. The Daily Dot is awaiting comment from the creator, but it is unclear if Mrburgies knew the food was placed on the handle prior to opening the door. I would assume, based on the fact that it was a contactless delivery, that this has happened more than once, either because he requested it to be put there so it could be a TikTok, or the driver ended up doing it and he basically had a facepalm moment. So instead of him actually, just taking it at face value, he recorded a TikTok so it could go viral and then hold the company accountable that way. So while the short video does not tell viewers if the suit spillage was a one-time occurrence, a setup, or if there is a serial prankster driver on the loose, the video led to an entertaining few seconds of true human lack of thought. First off, if it was a setup, or if this was a serial prankster in general, not even just the driver, that's not true human lack of thought. That is a setup. Like, pick a lane. Is it a true human lack of thought, or is it a setup? If it was a one-time occurrence, I sincerely doubt that. I think it happened before, and instead of him being upset about it and getting all angry, mouthing off to the camera, he decided to make a TikTok about it, show the experience, and then show himself being like, Really? Now, why we automatically assume a serial prankster driver is on the loose? We don't know if that was a prank or whether it was like them trying to be helpful and trying to make it easier for the customer so it doesn't pick up a bag that was just in the rain. Honestly, it could go either way, but you decided to make it sound like the driver was the problem. I'm not liking how this writer is choosing to ignore that and trying to just make it seem like the driver's at fault 100%. I don't like how the Grace is phrasing a lot of these things. This is my opinion. Would you pay for it? None of you pay me? There you go. Honestly, it kind of comes across as the driver made a mistake. And this is a mistake that has happened a couple of times, but this is the first time it ended up being a TikTok. But then again, this is the reason why I will never be ordering delivery again. They put the bag on the door handle. It could have just very well been a setup. Like, his first reaction was blaming the driver entirely and saying they will never do it again. I wonder if he's going to do it again and it's going to be another thing. Maybe that's something he put in the instructions. Maybe he saw it coming because this has happened before, and when he got the contactless delivery picture, he decided, well, this has happened again. I guess it's just not a good idea to put my money into this company if this is what's going to keep happening. And if that's the case, that's fine. I understand that. If you're not having a good experience with a company, don't use them. Either way, I'm really not a fan of how Grace phrased everything here. It does seem like she was out to get drivers when she was writing this article. All in all, if you are a driver, just be mindful of how the customer is going to receive their food. It could be that they were trying to be mindful and they just didn't think it all the way through, but don't do that. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.